Hi, and welcome to Root Center's live webinar for International Overdose Awareness Day. Thank you all so much for coming and joining us today. My name is Ashley Hickey, and I'm an LADC at our Bristol Root Center location.
My name's Hunter Ralston, and I'm an LPCA at the Henderson-Johnson Clinic in Hartford.
Today we're going to dive into overdose awareness and give you a little bit of facts. We're going to be talking about opioid epidemic, recognizing and responding to overdose, and then we're going to hear an amazing story from a community member of ours, Jen.
I would like to start the afternoon with a few facts. This is the crisis at our doorstep. Every day, at least 128 people in the United States die after overdosing on opioids. The misuse of an addiction to opioids, including prescription pain relievers, heroin, and synthetic opioids such as fentanyl, is a serious national crisis that affects public health as well as social and economic welfare. The CDC estimates that prescription opioid misuse alone cost us $78.5 billion a year, including the costs of healthcare, loss of productivity, addiction treatment, and criminal justice involvement. Opioids account for the majority of drug-related deaths, and in most cases, such deaths are avoidable. According to the most recent World Drug Report, an estimated 585,000 people died as a result of drug use in 2017. North America continues to experience the highest drug-related mortality rate in the world, accounting for 1 in 4 drug-related deaths globally. About 80% of people who use heroin first misuse prescription opioids.
What are opioids? Opioids is an umbrella term for natural or synthetic drugs that are derived from or related to the opium poppy. Opioids attach to receptors in the central nervous system, reducing pain signals to the brain. Commonly used opioids include oxycodone, morphine, codeine, heroin, fentanyl, methadone, and opium.
Opioids dull the senses, induce relaxation and euphoria. They depress or slow down breathing and the heart rate. In high doses, opioids depress the body's natural urge to breathe. When someone is having an overdose, they can stop breathing and may die. Even if a person does not die from overdose, they can sustain brain damage. Signs of overdose include no response to stimuli, shallow or stopped breathing, can't be woken up, unusual snoring or gurgling sounds, blue or gray lips and fingertips, floppy arms and legs. If you cannot get a response from someone, do not assume they are asleep. Unusual or deep snoring is a common sign of overdose. Do not let people at risk sleep it off.
Overdose response. Sometimes it can take hours for someone to die from an opioid overdose. Action taken as soon as possible could save a life. If you think someone has overdosed, knowing how to respond is crucial. Checking for vital signs. Is the person alert? Are they responding to your voice? Are they breathing? Is the breathing noisy, shallow, slow, stopped? Do you hear strange noises? What about the color of their skin or lips? For fair-skinned people, blue or pale lips or fingertips. For darker-skinned people, grayish or ashen lips and skin color. If you see any of these signs, you should immediately move to activate the response plan for opioid overdose. Before you act, check for dangers such as needles. Call an ambulance, tell the operator your location, and stay on the line. Try to get a response from the person by calling their name or giving a sternal rub. If you can't get a response, put them in the recovery position, allowing their airways to remain open.
If you're worried about a person who may be overdosing, this recovery position is very helpful. First, you support the face. Place the arm nearest to you at right angles to the body. Place their other hand against their cheek. Lift their leg. Get a hold of the far leg just above the knee and pull it up, keeping the foot flat on the ground. The final step is the rollover. Keep their head pressed against their cheek and pull on the upper leg to roll them towards you and onto their side. This position helps you not to suppress any airways.
If you have Narcan, this is what you should do. Assemble the Narcan ready for use and inject the full amount into the outer thigh or upper arm. Record the time of administration. Provide this information to paramedics when they do arrive. If the person is not breathing, apply rescue breathing, 2 breaths every 5 seconds. If there has been no response after 3 to 5 minutes, give another dose of the Narcan. Remember, record the time for administration. Please note, Narcan will only temporarily reverse an overdose.
If you do not have Narcan, don't worry, there's still steps that you can take. If the person is breathing, leave in the recovery position and monitor their breathing. If the person is not breathing, apply the rescue breathing and continue until the person starts breathing on their own, or you have the ambulance arrive and someone can take over for you.
What not to do in the event of a suspected overdose. Do not leave the person alone. Do not give the person anything to eat or drink to induce vomiting. I would now like us to take a moment of silence in memory of friends and loved ones that we have lost to overdose. Now I have the pleasure of introducing to you a community member of ours, Jen.
Hi, my name is Jen. I'm here today to talk about overdose awareness. Addiction can happen to anyone, but recovery can happen to everyone. When I think of what today is about, all the pain, all the suffering, the tears we cried for our loved ones, I am still able to find comfort. To be here today and remember our loved ones makes me truly blessed. We need to become part of the solution by being supportive to many people in addiction and in recovery, my brothers and my sisters. Everyone's addiction is different. We need to find out what works for them by getting to their level and asking, what can I do to help you today in your recovery? Very special person, a counselor at the Root Center, did this for me. Jen, if you're here today, thank you for showing me that I am worth the life that was given to me, that I have so much to offer without using drugs, and I can finally truly be myself. Today is the day to remember the ones we loved and lost. This is how we begin to grow as one and as a community. The stigma of addiction is a deadly perception, preventing millions of people from seeking treatment for substance abuse. The stigma fosters fear of reaching out for help, ultimately costing lives. There are ways we could end this. Become an advocate, share your expertise or experience directly with a person or family suffering. Start a march or even an event like today. Go to schools and speak to our children. They are also affected by this disease. Share your story. If you have a personal story of recovery, share it on your comfort level. Your voice, your story can reach and impact people in need of treatment. Banish your bias. If you have a loved one who has been through treatment and found recovery, don't judge those still in treatment or those who relapse. That goes for people in recovery also. Instead, focus on empowering those seeking and living in recovery. Welcome recovery to the neighborhood. Be an advocate of sober houses and recovery services in your neighborhood. If you know people who live near these places, show them your trust and beliefs in these places to help your neighbor feel comfortable, supportive, and accepting. So speak up. When it comes to the public health crisis of addiction, many people, including our family, friends, and coworkers, still have misinformed perception and fears about people in addiction. By speaking up when you hear or witness things that promote the stigma, share your story. Inspire and address any misconception or fears. Recovery is possible and sustainable. Let's break the chains of the stigma of addiction. To you out there that are missing your loved ones, I will be a voice for you. My heart breaks with you yesterday and every day. I will be a voice for those who are still suffering and for ones who are no longer with us. Don't give up. You can make it. All it takes is a little faith. I have a poem. It's by an unknown author, and it is called "They Say There Is No Reason." They say there is no reason. They say that time will heal, but neither time nor reason will change the way I feel. For no one knows the heartache that lies behind our smile. No one knows how many times we have broken down and cried. We want to tell you something so there won't be any doubt. You're so wonderful to think of, but so hard to live without. That is for a dear friend of mine that lost her life of a heroin overdose. She was my best friend, and this reminded me of her. She was such a beautiful, beautiful person, so young. It breaks my heart because she wanted so much to get back to where she was before. And I wanted so much for her too. She's just a beautiful person. I wish I could have met her. Yeah, things like that change your life. There's just too many of these stories out there. Too many of them. You know, I just hope and I know, you know, just, I know if they could just get help, you know, it changed their life. It's not hopeless. There's never, that word is never in the vocabulary of a place like this. There's always hope. The minute you step foot, the minute you have that thought of hope, of faith in your brain, that is the moment you could change your life forever. You don't have to be a statistic. You don't have to be somebody that is 6 feet under. You don't have to lose your life. You can have a great life, a really, really great life. We're human, you know, we're moms, we're sisters, we're brothers, we're fathers, we're grandparents. We matter. If we work together, we can help more people and we won't have all these people dying.
It's important to be aware of overdose because it can happen in any community. I'm sure we've all been affected by someone related to the opioid epidemic, and it's important to know the warning signs to help someone in need.
It's also important to pay close attention in our communities and the stigma that substance use and overdose brings to our communities. Paying attention to those that need help for mental health and substance use is very important. If you or someone you know needs help for substance use, please reach out for help. Root Center is an awesome way to do that as well.
The Root Center has services all throughout Connecticut. We offer intensive outpatient, individual therapy, group therapy, family sessions. We also have programs for adolescents.
At Root Center, we offer Vivitrol, Suboxone, Methadone, and other MAT options as well. For more information, please give us a call. The number is 1-800-862-2181 or visit us at rootcenter.org.
Thank you again for attending today, and we hope you learned something about the opioid crisis that's facing our country. Again, my name is Hunter Ralston, and I'm an LPCA at the Henderson Johnson Clinic in Hartford.
And my name is Ashley Hickey, and I'm an LADC at the Bristol Root Center location. We hope you have a great day.